What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on ShadowBuild. Today we're gonna be showing you guys a video of the actual spray process, us building up the high build primer in order to get the final shades. Here you can see how it turns out, but we will be showing how we started, how we had a few issues in the process, and just how we're laying everything down. Right here we actually had a gel coat that failed on us, and about a week later when we were filling the entire truck with Bondo or body filler, it completely wasn't drying. It was cracking off, and we had to peel it all off and start from zero. At this space right here where you see where it's painted white, we had already done a couple times where we had built it up. One of our previous videos we did 7 or 8 layers just to get to this stage that you see right now. You see a little bit damage on the top of the hood. That's a hole. That's a piece that we were trying to correct from when we had that gel coat issue, and it wasn't drying still. It was like activating the underlying foam that we used to shape everything, so that little hole kept popping up. But there's a few little things here at this stage that are still need correction, but for the most part we're probably like 60 to 70% corrected and straight. But we're adding more layers, cutting it back with acrylic sanders in order for us to get like a show quality finish, and making sure that you can see the reflection of the light in the garage accurate, proportions are good and visually appealing. I'm actually using a Graco painter right now. It's a Graco 9.5. It's a HVLP. It's kind of more of a house painting product or a cabinet painting product. At the time I did have my compressor in the back, and I did have a primer gun, but I was getting too much moisture in the lines, even though I had built a drying system that you see like on the ground right there to the left, but it wasn't working. I kept taking it apart, using new parts to interchanging them. I was still getting humidity in the lines, so I didn't want to use it for all these layers of primer and then have another issue. So I actually brought in my construction painter right here that I use for cabinets, and it actually did very well. It's a little heavy, but it has a very good control, very good pattern, and it doesn't exactly have a lot of overspray. It has like the typical overspray, but as you can see I have like very minimal plastic coverage because it doesn't float around. It kind of just, with the low pressure, it really just sticks to the object that you're using. So if you guys are ever wondering, if like at the time I probably didn't know the product too much, whether I could thin it out with anything else, or I didn't want to run into more issues if I did thin it out, but I would definitely thin it out to make it a little bit easier to flow. That was one of the things I had a problem, because at the time that machine only had 3 tips, and I was using the biggest tip for this high build primer, and at times you would see me like fiddle with the settings in order to try to recalibrate it. Probably it was more due to the paint drying on the nozzle itself, but it does pretty good. It lays down even. I didn't have any problem. Definitely I was able to do wet coats and not have any runs. Very few times did I have a run if I wasn't paying attention or something, but this would allow us to do spray a layer, we'll walk away for 15-20 minutes, let it dry up a little bit, tack up, and then come in, add another layer. We would do that a couple times in one day, let it dry overnight, come back the next day, do a very quick, like just a minimal sand just to make a mechanical bond, and then add another 3-4 layers. I would do this, and the first time we did this entire process, we used foam sanders. At the time it was foam block sanders, and I didn't know better. I did it with that. I put a lot of work into it, and I did get everything flat or kind of straight. But when we finally upgraded to the acrylic block sanders, man, I really suggest anyone to just start with that if you can. That makes a difference. I know there's like the little flat ones that without any kind of handles on it. Those are probably more when you're doing the final stage of like cutting and buffing, but just get the ones with the little round handles, the ones that are solid or have a few cuts or a lot of cuts in order for them to shape and form to what you're working on. Those make a huge difference. And at the very end, when you see of this video, the last shot where I'm spraying that very last layer of primer on this truck before we go on to the gel coat and the mold phase, that thing is very flat, very smooth. All panels are like dead flat. You can see the reflection and all the contour is really good. So I definitely suggest people to get the acrylic sanders for sure. And guys, remember, like I really have no experience painting cars. I've been doing everything construction. I'm only applying stuff. If you can paint a wall, you can upgrade to painting a cabinet. If you can paint a cabinet, you can definitely paint a car. There's obviously layers, right? Someone that has 20 years of experience is gonna have better techniques and understand the products a lot better in order to get promising results. When you don't have that knowledge, you're just gonna have to play around with the settings, test some products, and you do need a few test panels just so you know what you're doing. But with practice, everything's good. You'll get the hang of all the products, the tools, and everything. If you guys have any questions, just drop them down in the videos. We are trying to make informative videos, show you guys the process, the entire build, just trying to provide as much as we can. If you guys want to see anything or know the products itself, I think at this point we were using Genesis. It was either the Turbo or the 2K that they have, and you just saw right there, I literally had to stop talking because something happened where it shot in a different direction or something. It probably got clogged up, but a little cleanup, just like literally just wipe the nozzle clean and you good to go again. You can see that at least it's pretty good. But yeah, I was just saying, this is Genesis products that I'm applying right now. We probably did 90% of the truck build using Genesis products. So far, they have been holding up really good, and we do like them, and we most likely will continue to use them. For you guys to know, this kit is also going to be going for any truck that's a 99 to 2007 Silverado. Whether you guys are doing just a moderate build, a street build, or an off-road prerunner, this kit will give you the clearance for your tires. I was previously running 40-inch tires on this truck with this kit before we brought it in to perfect all the panels and stuff. So you guys will be able to do anything in between. I myself understand that these trucks are super expensive nowadays, and that's why I took on this project in order to design and develop this kit so that others that are in my shoes as well, if you can't afford a $80,000 truck and then modifying such an expensive truck, you can actually go get a older model truck and modify that one with a little bit less headache, hassles, or just obviously a lot less money. So if you guys are interested, like I said, drop any comments, any questions. I'll try to get to you guys as soon as I can, and I'll also be including a few other videos here so you guys can know what has been going on. This is part of our older video that we published about 2 months ago. It's just showing before this phase when we had to redo the bundle that I showed at the beginning of the video. The gel coat didn't work out, and then we just had to tear it out and redo it. I literally don't even know what I'm measuring for right here with my hands, but this part of the process right now is wet. I probably can't touch it, but I'm just testing all the figures of the body and everything, trying to make sure it's all good. But I'm just walking it around, seeing how everything's laying, seeing if there's any imperfections that I know I will work on. I know right there on the front part of the corner there was something that was like wrinkled up, but just scuff it out, fix it, and arrange it at a different time. At this moment, I just switched the cameras for you guys to be able to see some of the work that we were doing before, while we're letting the layer of black primer sit on the top left corner. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Like I said, we're right here. It's just me. I've already been experimenting with the sanding blocks, the foam sanders, sandpaper and stuff, and I'm just trying to show my girl because she's trying to help me. She's very supportive, and I appreciate her a lot, but I'm just trying to teach her. She always laughs that I always hog the tools when I'm trying to teach her. I guess some of us be doing that shit. No, we be trying to teach someone, but we're like, you gotta do it like this, and you gotta do it like this, and we never hand off the tool to our apprentice, our helper. But there she is, being supportive. Right now, once the coat on the top left corner starts to dry up and we're gonna apply the second coat, I'll go ahead and switch the cameras so you guys can focus on the layers of primer. I'll keep this video, I'll switch it over so this one becomes the top left corner. Alright guys, so we're back at it. We're gonna lay the last layer for this day. This day we're gonna block everything afterwards once it's dry and fix the little hole that's on the left side and then that wrinkle that's on the right side. We're gonna scuff those up first, maybe add a little bit of a glaze putty so we can block everything equally, and then that'll allow us to block the entire truck or the entire front kit. Apply the last final layers of primer and everything will be dead flat for us to make the perfect molds, for us to have very high quality kits coming out of each mold. That is why we're spending so much time. That's why we're adding so many layers to this, because we want to make it as straight as possible, straight out of the mold. We don't have to do any imperfection repairs and stuff like that, nor will you guys. Like, these will be ready for just like a quick sand, primer, and paint, and you know, call it a day, put it on your truck. We want to provide you guys with the highest quality kits. That's why we really appreciate you guys being patient with the build. As I know it's been taking a little bit long. We're expecting that in February we can drop the first truck sporting this kit, so we are looking for a few trucks for us to build ourselves, and we're also looking for a few people who might be wanting to get sponsored and have our kit on their truck. So if that's you, let us know. We are looking for a little bit of a kind of like off-road build, so if you have a mid travel or long travel Silverado and the 99 to 07, hit us up. We'd be willing to get you guys a kit so that way you guys can sport our kit and show everyone what we got going on. As always, liking, sharing, commenting, that helps a lot too, so we appreciate you as well when you guys are doing that. We're starting to grow. We see the support that you guys are giving us on all our platforms. We have everything on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and then this video is going on YouTube. So if you have any other social media, go ahead and please share us to your friends. Even if you're not running on a Silverado yourself, if you share it and maybe one of your friends is considering buying a new truck and they might be able to get an older truck and have a little bit of extra cash for themselves, you know, for them and their family. So just sharing it out can actually help a lot of people, so we appreciate you guys. Right now we're currently obviously over this phase, since this has obviously been recorded, edited, and then released to you guys. Right now on January 2026, we have already completed the mold. It's already been infused with fiberglass, and it's currently sitting just drying, preparing for us to remove the mold off this entire truck and see what kind of damages might have been made, and then us just prepare for the first kits to come out of that mold. At the time that we remove the mold, if there was any kind of imperfections from the actual process of making the mold, any air bubbles or problems with the gel coat that goes over this phase that you see right now, we will address it and then we'll start production. So if you guys are interested, we will be dropping an email that you guys can send your contact, your phone number, name, email, and then as long as we can contact you guys, we will make sure that you guys get on our first batch. That first batch is going to be supported by a group buy. We're trying to keep the costs down for you guys to be able to purchase and support us, and as well just trying to get our product out there for you guys. So if you guys want to support us and get something a little bit cheaper on your end, make sure that you enter that group buy, guys. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I'm just going to put a little bit of more music throughout the video. If you guys have any questions, like I said, just shoot them over, man. We'll see you on the next one. The next video will probably be just a much shorter video, just showing the gel coat process and then preparing for the fiberglass infusion. So stay tuned for that. We're also going to be dropping a few videos on little shop upgrades that we're doing around the shop in order for us to make better progress and use of the shop that we have, in order to make like roll cage, tool cart, stuff like that. If you guys are interested on those, go watch those. I'll go ahead and link them as well.